Welcome back to Shocktober. This is Total Party Kill, Shocktober 2019. Many years ago, we started an adventure with the idea of let's do a haunted house campaign for Halloween. That adventure was played as a one-shot. It was not finished. Someone, possibly me, made the joke that we should just play again in a year later, and that would be funny because people wouldn't remember what was going on. And also playing an adventure one session a year is stupid. But we did it, and now we're locked into this forever. This is our life now. So today we are playing, continuing A Night in Seyvoth Manor, a 5th edition update of a 4th edition adventure written by David Floor. You could, if this is something you are amused by, you could go and purchase this adventure. I'm sure David Floor is living the extravagant life of an independent role-playing game designer. He could use a couple bucks. So check the show notes for a link to where you could purchase this module, should you be so interested. This is year 2 of our 5e version of this adventure. Let us check in with our players. I will introduce our players in order that they appear in this Zoom window that Dan has put in front of me. First off, from the far early morning of the West Coast, it's Monty Ashley.
Hi there, I'm Monty Ashley. I'm playing Daphne, a bard, Asimar. She is beautiful, and she will remind you of that frequently.
From an undisclosed location on the East Coast, it's Jane Ritt.
Hello, I'm playing Freda von Jonas, the hunky yet absent-minded human paladin.
From far to the north, I don't even understand why there's a city that far north, it's Annette Wierstra.
Hi, I'm playing Velma Dingley, a diminutive dwarf who used to really like books, but now seems to hate them.
Yes, for reasons why books are bad, tune in to Shocktober 2018. Like all of the episodes, I'm not going to specify. At least the last 2. Books are real bad in those. From the West Coast, it's Steve Lutz.
Woohoo! Yes, I'm playing Vale Where the Fluffy Clouds Kiss the Shaggy Grass. And I'm a cat.
It's pronounced tabaxi. And also from sunny California, it's Micah Sargent.
Woof. I am playing Scoop, the cleric dog, who may or may not be a brain surgeon. And yeah, that's old Scoop.
So we return to the gates of Seyvoth Manor. You have rescued 50% of the children in peril, saving them from being a cautionary tale about great deals.
I feel like that's pretty good. You could just go home now, right?
You could just go home now. Will they just go home? Will they save the other 50% of the children? Will they venture into the upper levels of Seyvoth Manor for answers to questions such as these? Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons right now.
Chain rattle.
Spooky.
As we just let Alyssa Hawthorne find her way back to the town from which she came, you have also just heard the clock of Seyvoth Manor toll 5 times, and you know that should it toll... What number is it supposed to toll? Midnight?
Yeah, 12 times.
If you run into 3... If it takes you 3 years, you've gone too long.
So wait, we got here at noon?
Yep.
That's not very spooky.
It's super spooky.
Yeah, I don't understand how time works.
I don't either. I'm starting the clock now.
So we didn't get a long rest or anything,
clock?
right?
Nope, you did not get a long
There's been a
rest.
real-life clock all along, Micah.
Oh my God.
I don't think we're allowed a long rest in this adventure.
No long rest.
Hey Dan, can you keep watching the clock so I don't have to?
Indeed, I've got it running here.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
You guys just burned 10 seconds with clock talk.
All right, so you are back on the doorstep because you escorted Lyssa Hawthorne out. So what would you like to do? As you might remember, you found your way in through this main door before, but there were options outside the house as well. It's up to you.
Yes, there is strange going on. Well, not strange going on. You could go west or east. I tried to gussy it up.
Did we happen to see,
directions.
as we were coming around we came from the west side of the house, or did we
No,
come
you
from,
did not. You had
No, we
a
did not.
vibrant
Okay.
discussion about how that would probably be the shortest way out, but it was an unknown way out. And while you were escorting a small child, we should also introduce, in addition to our 5 lovely, legally distinct characters, you are also joined by the non-player character that you rescued? I don't know, assembled?
Reanimated.
Reanimated. Henry.
Well, hello there. How's it going?
Oh my God, there he is.
Yeah. So Henry is still with you, the reanimated corpse of a
Moose?
Well, I mean, he's a person. I believe
Oh, no,
Henry's
Moose is a
backstory is that
nickname
he
I
was
have
the he was in a relationship with one of the Seyvoth sisters.
Oh yes, Melanie.
Lord Malthus had feelings about that.
I lost my heart over. Just went to pieces.
Also, yeah, left, right arm, leg, really a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Dan, watch out! Your antlers are hitting the mic.
How's Henry doing?
How is Henry doing?
Yeah, health-wise.
Health-wise?
Well, okay, hold on. Don't be smart, Alec. I'm asking
He's dead. Yeah.
in the mechanics of the game, how is he doing? Not how is he doing health-wise? Yes, he's built out of pieces. We get that.
I think he's doing okay.
I think Henry, he's down a few hit points, it looks like, but he has not been too. You guys have mainly kept him out of the fight, I think. So
Yes, we
he is
tried
doing
to,
all
I
right.
remember. Cool. So do we want to look around the outside? Around the outside. The outside.
Glad you
could
did that
go-
before I had to.
Here to help.
You could go east. You could go west. You could also just go
Back
right
in the
up,
house.
right into the house.
Is there
Oh,
any way
God.
to go
Is
around
it
the
an
house to the
atrium?
east, or is it all hedge maze over there?
It seems like there's a lot of hedge mage to the east.
All right,
Didn't
I don't think we want that.
establish that Velma can talk to plants?
Yes.
Daphne
Can I talk to
plants.
plant?
Daphne
Oh,
can
yeah,
talk
no,
to
I'm
plants.
like, I can't talk to plants.
Daphne, yeah.
Yeah, I can talk to plants. They're great. Plants love me.
Yeah, but do the plants talk back?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Because
an option.
I was just like to point out, I can talk. I, Tony Zindler, can also talk to plants.
Thanks, mysterious voice.
But maybe that's a way to make it through the hedge maze.
Agreed.
I think the purpose of the
realized
hedge
I-
maze was to annoy people who didn't have a rogue who could open the door for them, because the key is supposedly in the center of the hedge maze.
Now
So-
that sounds like
Metagaming.
metagaming.
Some of you do have rumors that you heard about the manor.
Yes,
Okay.
but mine requires the basement.
Requires?
Mine.
Did
I
you
think
do it?
as I recall, the other child was taken upstairs, or that's what Lissa Hawthorne told us. So
I believe that is true.
unless
And
we have
he-
a compelling reason to check around the sides of the house, we might just want to head up there. But I'm
Does anyone
willing
have a
to.
rumor related to the side to outside?
Well, what is it?
Well, he
No, no,
can't
I'm asking,
talk.
does-
He's a dog.
Yeah. I'm
I
asking,
have a
does
rumor
anyone
related
have a
to
rumor?
upstairs.
Okay,
I
so
have a
is
rumor related
everybody's
to-
rumor inside?
It
I
looks
have a
like
rumor related to these
I
vials
do.
of possibly poison I'm carrying around with me.
it. And what's that rumor?
That they're possibly poison.
Oh,
I have a rumor that some certain creature from the laboratory might know something about treasure upstairs.
Henry, do you know
Henry?
anything about treasure upstairs?
Oh, treasure, eh?
That's right.
That's a good question. My memory's a little fuzzy because they obviously, back to life.
It might
and
be the
everything.
hat.
It might be the hat, also a little fuzzy. I think there's a lot of stuff upstairs, but I don't know if there's a specific thing about treasure. I mean, Lord Malthus, he's a pretty rich one, eh? I think he probably has some fancy stuff, but I didn't go upstairs much, so I don't know for sure.
Great, thanks. I have heard a rumor about how to dispel the magic that protects the books in the attic.
Let's go to the.
If only it were about how to dispel the magic in the books in the library.
Well, we've already been to the library. What if we went inside and started exploring the spooky manor again?
Yep,
Let's do it.
Scoop points
I wanna
his
go
nose
inside.
like inside. Let's do this.
All right.
You decided just seconds before Fluffy decided to head around the side of the house by himself. Good job. Good job, team.
Are you going? So what's up? You going
Yes,
inside?
inside.
Yeah, let's go in the
Inside.
house.
Into the
Into
conservatory
the house.
slash atrium slash
Foyer.
entryway slash
Vestibule.
foyer
Foyer.
Thank
Vestibule.
you. Thank you, people.
Oh,
All right.
antechamber. I just looked this up.
slash vestibule. Yes.
All right.
We're back in the house.
You are back in the house. You are able to enter Seyvoth Manor without incident. just to remind you, since it's been, I don't know, a year, the foyer or vestibule is kind of the central hub for all of Seyvoth Manor. It's got high vaulted ceilings, elegantly decorated with wood carvings. There's some staircases that flank the big entry hallway, leading up to a second floor mezzanine.
I seem to remember the carvings or whatever were very wolfy.
I think you may be thinking of Death House.
I am thinking of Death House. Okay, so Scoop goes and sniffs at the wood carvings, but actually it's a perception check to see what those wood dealies look like. And he gets a 20.
They're just fancy. They're kind of floral patterns, but they don't seem to be of any particular
Then Scoop
supernatural.
Just goes and annoyedly clears his nose.
You have explored
upstairs.
the first floor of Seyvoth Manor previously last year, so you know that from the foyer, the library is to the east. The garden/conservatory is to the west, and north is, I forget the actual fancy name for it, but there's
grand ballroom, I believe.
ballroom.
And there are also a two stairways, or sort of one stairway that flanks the entryway that goes up to the next level.
Yeah. There are also little stairs under the stairway that went down to the laboratory.
But we're going up, right, guys?
I think we've checked
going
everything
up.
on this floor,
Yeah.
and we've checked a lot of under the mansion, so we might as well head on up.
All right.
All right.
To the
Going on up.
second floor.
Can we take the stairs? Because I've heard you got to take the elevator to the mezzanine.
What?
Gonna ignore that.
Don't
It's
listen to
fine.
Steve. That's right. I forgot.
Dan's trying to
Frida
select your tokens, and you guys
boldly
keep
walks up
moving.
the
This is
stairs.
hilarious for
All
me.
right, you're going up the stairs.
All right, we're going to load a different map in a second here for you. Congratulations, you made it to the second floor of
We win.
Seyvoth Manor.
Lies.
Ding,
Only
ding,
took us a
ding.
year.
None of you has a rumor about the second floor?
No,
I heard you had
mine's
to take
about
the elevator
basement.
to the mezzanine.
Just that there might be
that was-
treasure somewhere upstairs. Keep an eye out.
I think we may have misplaced Henry also.
And accursed books.
Again?
In the attic.
Again with the creepy books.
Sorry, I forgot. I lost Henry. 1 second. Henry! Hey! Oh.
My dog. I'm glad that it's. I've got headphones on. Otherwise, my dog would be like, "What? You want me? Let me in that room."
Do the save
All
game.
right.
Henry!
All right. So you have found yourself on the second floor.
Spooky.
Be careful, gang. I think there's something weird about this house.
And it took 5 hours to figure that out.
The first thing that you notice as you step onto this floor is that, unlike some of the rest of the rooms you've been to, it seems like this place hasn't been visited in a long time. There's a lot of thick cobwebs. There's a lot of dust. The walls in this area are mainly stone, but they do have some decorative wood paneling. There are some paintings and other pieces of artwork that are just sort of spaced throughout the hall. And there's actually, despite the fact that it hasn't been visited in a long time, there are candles that are lit in wall sconces.
Like, who lit these creepy candles, man?
How many of the paintings have eyes that are moving and following us?
100%.
Good.
Oh, good to know.
Some
What
of
are
them are
depicted
cross-eyed.
in the paintings?
That seems normal.
Scoop's gonna do another sniff.
Well, to quickly answer the question about the paintings, they seem to mostly depict a variety of landscapes, as well as clearly some older looking figures that you guess might be like ancestors of the Seyvoth family. And then there are a few, as always, that are just sort of mythologically themed, various pastoral scenes or scenes of various deities doing, the kind of things deities do. I'm not
Henry,
art
were any
expert.
of these the
How do
lucky
the
lady?
floors look up here? Do they seem safe? Are they dilapidated? Are we...
They seem well maintained. They could definitely use with a dusting, but yeah, You don't seem like you're in danger of falling through the floor to the basement or anything.
Question.
You guys are very
Point
you guys
of
have
order.
not moved very far into the map. I like this. This is
Stay huddled in the corner.
This
We
is
are
our
afraid.
quality hour 1 Shocktober content. People are terrified of everything. Hour 5 Shocktober content. No one cares about anything, and there's no time. But yes, continue. Ask us more inane questions.
Well, I'm sorry we haven't rushed in before we got a description of the room.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Dogs in D&D get advantage rolls on perception. Does Scoop get advantage rolls on perception?
I don't see why not.
Excellent.
So let me just tell you a little bit about the map that you're seeing ahead of you. So you're right now you're just kind of standing on this area that overlooks the foyer, vestibule, foyer, etc. You chose to come up the stairs on the west side. There are stairs on the east side you could have come up. So you're on kind of like a hallway that runs east to west. You can see straight ahead of you, the hallway goes further into the second floor. It looks like it kind of zigzags a little bit. There's some kind of strange object on a pedestal tucked into a corner. It looks like you could also choose to head down the hallway into another hallway that goes across the second floor. Perhaps you'd like to split up to cover more ground.
Perhaps not.
No, I don't think so.
Perhaps.
Which way, gang?
I think that Freda sees that there's a mysterious object and immediately puts her arm on the rogue. Like, don't just run up there.
Especially, it looks kind of like something you could drink just from a distance.
Yeah, is that a brazier or what is that I'm looking at there?
I think you're close enough that we can describe it. There is a 4-foot wide, waist level stone bassinet.
Basin.
There's a basin.
Bassoon. It's a bassoon, you're right.
And it's like
Vestibule.
it's on a little kind of like pillar, right? And it looks like there's some kind of silvery liquid inside the basin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I sniff it?
You want to move over there and sniff it
I want to move over there and sniff
with
it.
your
I'm
nose?
going to.
With my nose
All right,
piece.
dog and cat. Advance.
Oh, God.
Gang,
Okay.
I don't think that we should drink the mysterious liquid.
I mean, this
no
looks like a food
plans
bowl
on
to me.
drinking it.
It does look like a food bowl, except it contains silver liquid. Give me a
Yeah.
perception check on the silver liquid.
I'm going to come in too and take a look.
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to take a
And
good
also
whiff
keep
of
an
it.
eye.
See if it has a nice bouquet.
Yes, I got a dirty 20.
That's
And mine is
I
an
got
11.
is
I
that
got
how
a
we talk?
19.
All right. 19 was the top number, correct?
20.
No, I got a dirty 20.
20.
Yeah.
20.
Oh, but it was
got
dirty.
20.
Yeah, all right.
It's tainted.
I got a
20.
modified 20.
All right.
There you go.
This seems to be some kind of quicksilver that's just kind of like swirling about in this pool. You suspect that some kind of magic or alchemistry is at work here.
Perhaps if one of you wants to make an Arcana check, you might learn more.
I can do that.
I will also do that. 18.
And mine's a 17.
Well, those are both pretty good. So from this, you would probably be familiar with the idea of alchemical quicksilver. You know that it's a substance that seems like liquid, but in fact has many of the properties of silver. If you were to, for example, take a metallic weapon and put it in there, the quicksilver would adhere to that, essentially becoming a silvered weapon for a limited amount of time.
Might be good for werewolves if we were to run into any of those.
Nope, there aren't any of those.
Yeah.
Well, then let's just dump this out on the floor and keep going.
That's so rude. This is where they keep their quicksilver.
Now the floor is silvered and werewolves can never walk there.
That's actually not bad.
Just this one corner of the
I don't
house.
think that's how the lore works, but
hide
okay.
in the silver corner.
Yeah. Werewolves
Do
can't
we
cross
think
running
that
silver,
it
I'm
would
pretty sure.
inhibit the operation of my sunblade?
Oh, God, that's like a physics question now.
I don't know.
Well, this thing's boring. Let's go.
Yeah,
You could also potentially, if you had any like ammunition for weapons like arrows or, crossbow bolts? or-
Yes, my sunblade bullets.
Yeah, your
Yeah, I
sunblade
have-
bullets. You could dip those in silver.
Doesn't
too.
your sunblade not isn't it like a hilt that then generates a blade made of light? I'm not even sure
That is
you
a
could.
lightsaber.
Yeah, I if you read the description of the sunblade,
Oh,
it's
no,
a
you're
lightsaber.
right. You're right. Okay.
I'm going to dip 3 of my
I'll
bolts
just-
into this thing.
All right. They are now.
Yeah,
Please
I'll,
note
I'll
that
dip
you
a
have.
dagger.
Okay.
Please note that you have 3 silvered crossbow bolts.
Yep.
And
I'd like
one
to dip my bolts in it.
silver dagger.
I've got some
Yes!
crossbow bolts. I'm going to dip 4 of them.
Okay, can I suggest for simplicity's sake that Steve, can you want to dip one more bolt in there?
I'm so upset I didn't come up with that first.
Just because a total of 8 pieces of ammunition, like 8 arrows or bolts, equals 1 weapon's worth of silvering. So for math simplicity, let's say you guys have 4 each.
Cool.
And then Freda, you dipped a dagger. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a dagger. We have 4 bolts for Annette and 4 bolts for Velma and 4 bolts for Fluffy. And did anybody else?
But I only
I don't
wanted
even
3.
need to dip in it.
I can take 5 if it
All
makes
right,
you feel better.
then Velma's got 5.
No,
Does that
it's all right.
line up
I'll
with
take
how
I have
much
4.
five.
quicksilver there is?
No, you don't. I have 4.
Okay.
I changed my
You're
mind.
such a cat sometimes.
Yes, I am.
Did either Daphne or Scoop put anything in there, or are you guys good?
I have nothing to put
That is
in
a
there,
loaded
so-
question.
Shaggy just pushes the basin off the edge of the table with his paw.
Who's Shaggy? my
You're
familiar?
familiar?
Sorry,
He's
Mark.
been
you
in
were
his
saying?
pocket dimension, by the way. I sent him back.
Yes, I would like to dip my rapier into the quicksilver.
Okay. When you do that, it basically, after you have coated your rapier, there is no longer enough quicksilver to coat any weapons. You have used it all.
Great.
Neat.
Just in case you were curious, Fluffy, there were... if you had drank it, we have rules for that.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
They've met you.
Yep.
We're familiar with your work.
All right, so since you've walked down this corridor a little further, you can see
A little further.
a little bit down. I'll show
So you have
there's a
chosen
hallway
the
that stretches.
western hallway on the 2nd floor of Seyvoth Manor to explore.
Yeah.
You can see. All right, so Freda, if you're looking down there, you would see the hallway stretches down until it sort of curves away out of view. You would also notice that there are 2 doors in the right hand wall, and as you go, you notice you start to hear strange noises from various places. So you just hear things like
Oh, sorry, guys. I drank that poison earlier. I don't feel too good.
there's some strange scratching, some chains rattling, and just generally kind of creepy sounds coming from various places that you hear.
Ghosts.
Guys, I see 2 doors.
You're not afraid of
sounds really
ghosts, are you,
jinky.
Fluffy?
Ooh, I don't like that. Stop that.
Creepy laughing.
Creepy kid ghosts.
It's all fine.
It's all good.
Did anyone bring a creepy child?
I feel like I brought 2 of them, and I point to Fluffy and Scoop.
I did not prep the rim shot sound effect. Sorry.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the kid that got abducted was creepy.
There is nothing creepy about that kid. He just loved good deals.
The first one was kind of creepy.
All right, so there are some doors. There's a hallway. Would you like to continue down here? Would you like to go back? To
Yeah,
where you came?
so-
Would you like to leave the mansion entirely and give up?
I'm going to check out this first door here.
Yeah, let's start opening doors and getting in
Yeah,
trouble.
nothing bad happens behind doors.
I'm listening at the door. Is this where the
roll me
creepy
a
sounds are
perception
coming from?
test.
Some of them.
That is a 28.
Beyond the door, you hear
Oh my god,
that
this is
sounds nice.
awful.
Okay, Fluffy backs away into the corner.
Come on, Fluffy, open that door.
There's like
What do
a
you
creepy
hear,
music
Fluffy?
box, and then I heard some crying, and
You can do it, Fluffy. I believe in you.
no, I don't think there's any food in there, guys. Let's go on.
How old's that the second kid we're trying to rescue? Are they a baby?
I think to your knowledge, they're a teen.
Okay.
So it's a teen
Babies aren't impressed
So it's
by
a teen
Fantastic
crying
Beasts.
like a
scary
baby?
movie right now in their
Yes.
bedroom.
I don't understand teens today. Maybe they're into crying. I don't know. Music
a new
box.
thing.
Are
It's
music
in.
boxes in?
Come on, Fluffy, open that door.
Ironically,
We've gotta find
they're
what's
in
going
ironically.
there.
All right, so from back here in the corner, I'm going to whip out my mage hand
Good idea.
and try the handle on the door.
Okay. The door is unlocked. It opens as you use your mage hand. Creaking as it goes.
Can someone get some WD-40 for the love of God?
You can see a little bit into the room, but since you're kind of off angle there, you're not really getting the full glimpse. You can see a little
That's
bit of
good.
furniture.
That's all I need.
So here's what Scoop is going to do. Scoop walks up to the door,
Okay.
but on this side of the door. And you see Scoop sort of like bow he's doing downward dog essentially.
That's just when you do it. That's just called downward.
Yeah, he's doing downward.
Downward me.
And as he does that, you can see this light glow start to surround him. And he casts what's called Magic Circle. Now, what Magic Circle does... Wait, what is Dan saying?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, cool. I thought you had that look like, I'm about to tell you why you can't do this.
No.
So with Magic Circle, you create a 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy centered on a point on the ground that you can see within range. Glowing runes appear wherever the cylinder intersects with the floor or other surface. Now, what this does is allows me to stop a creature from leaving this circle.
Okay.
And so if there's something scary in there, basically, I want to put the magic circle. So it's within, let's see.
Yeah, what's the range on this?
Centered on a point on the ground that you can see. Range is 10 feet.
And
So
where have you placed it?
I would like to put it, can you see? Hold
Well,
on. I
since you're
forgot how
there,
to-
I'm going to show you
there.
the room since you're actually looking into it.
Yeah,
right?
let him describe the room.
There's a dragon.
All right. So you look into this room as you are casting the magic circle. You get a good view in. It appears to be a child's room. There are dolls, some plush animals and toys and other items that are scattered atop the dressers. There are a bunch more sort of sporadically across the carpet. There's a small bed with old tattered sheets that are stained with something that looks kind of brown in various places. Like something like, might have dried there. There's a white door to the northeast that is closed. And sitting on top of that bed, in a kneeling position, is a child with blonde hair who is crying as you enter. But she looks up with you, and you can kind of notice as you're sort of, again, casting a circle that you can see through her.
Okay.
And-
so I've placed the magic circle here. Is that
Okay.
showing for you?
Yeah.
Cool.
On,
And it's
on,
got,
the, on the small girl?
well, it's in front of the bed, so it will encompass the small child on the bed.
Okay.
And so what this will allow us to do is walk in and talk to the spirit without it being able to attack us, in theory.
In theory.
Yeah. So it says, if the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel, it must first succeed on a charisma saving throw. Creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets that are within the cylinder and targets within the cylinder. Oh, sorry. So this is if I was doing it where the magic circle was protecting us by putting the magic circle around us. But it says when you cast the spell, you can elect to cause its magic to operate in the reverse direction. So basically, I'm using it as a containment spell. And so people outside of the cylinder are basically the creature would have disadvantage if it tried to attack us. And we can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the creature as we are outside of the cylinder and it is inside the cylinder.
Okay.
So I kind of say like, well, I say roof roof, and that's to tell you all you can come in and everything should be okay in theory.
The girl looks up at you, seems slightly confused since you're a dog, but
Also,
looks at you
placed her in a
anyways.
magic circle.
and says, "Have you seen Billy?"
Oh, Scoop walks in, by the way.
No.
So does anyone else join me in the room?
I'm going to come in
Yes.
Excellent.
and I will say, who's Billy?
Billy is my friend. Have you seen Billy?
No.
What does he look like?
I
Is
miss
he
him.
also transparent?
Billy. She starts crying. She's hugging
Is
herself,
Billy
hugging her knees.
A
Just kind of rocking back and forth on the little bed.
little boy? A little girl? A toy?
Billy.
I run in with a ball of string that I've got, and I start playing with it on the floor. Trying
Can I
trying
try
to
and
distract the crying
persuade
child from her
her?
sadness.
To
Oh, I see.
tell us more details?
There's a method to your madness.
She's sniffing.
How about we get a performance check from
Yes.
from Steve
Ball
for your
of twine performance check.
You guys haven't rolled enough dice yet today.
That's a 21.
All right, she seems somewhat distracted. She's not sobbing as hard now.
Billy.
Can we try and persuade her to tell us any adjectives?
You could. You may have disadvantage because she is a small child and a ghost.
Okay. We've dealt with worse before, gang. Well, one of those was a crit fail, so I think Freda yells accidentally. Or like falls over.
Have you seen Billy?
Velma
Is Billy
tries to
dead like
save
you?
this and rolls 17 persuasion.
Have you seen Billy? Why don't one of you make
Okay.
Try maybe wave one of the dolls at
Guys,
her.
this isn't going
Yeah,
anywhere.
maybe Billy's one of the dolls.
Guys, this kid isn't talking to us. Until we find Billy, whatever that is, we're wasting our time in this room.
I still think let's wave some dolls.
All right.
Nothing
Wave some
bad ever
dolls,
happened.
have
and we'll go to
found-
the next room.
I will remind you, you have found 2 dolls. One of them was a bear in a sailor suit, and one of them was a bear in a circus clown outfit.
Quick, someone write Billy on one of them.
Does she like either of these?
Which one do you want
are
to
you showing
Yeah,
her?
Both at the same time.
do-
You got 2 hands.
Akimbo bears.
Yeah, why not both?
We
tell me
dual
what you're doing.
wield the bears.
Who is doing this out of curiosity? No reason.
Oh my god. Wait, I put up a magic circle. You're fine. Maybe.
Freda pulls out the bears.
There we
Okay.
go.
So which one are you showing her?
Both bears?
Both bears.
Okay. She looks at you. She looks down at the bears, and for a second, it seems like her face starts to light up, and then it falls, and she says, "That's not Billy."
That's not Billy at all!
The door behind you slams shut.
Oh man.
The closet
that
door
good?
pops open.
Oh,
And-
come on.
A bright light shining forth, so bright that you guys have to throw up your hands to sort of cover your eyes, and a powerful vortex of necrotic energy starts
Oh, no.
to pull you towards the closet. So,
I thought we were safe,
let
Scoops.
us roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
I got a 24.
Are we assuming Henry just waited outside because he had common sense?
There wasn't quite enough room
5.
for him in the room. The room
He's
was
still
very
out in the hallway.
yeah. The room was small,
I think Henry is concerned that he might scare a small child.
indeed, which is a reasonable thing to think. All right.
I got
so,
a
Dan has
5.
added you to the turn order, so you should be able to put in your own initiative.
sorry, who had
there.
5? Was that you, Velma?
I got a 5, yes.
All right.
Velma.
Freda?
I also got a 5.
All right.
Strong start, everybody.
Daphne. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
All right. Fluffy
24.
and Scoop.
10.
10.
Dan, do you want to just reveal where the closet is on the map?
Yeah, and I also realized I forgot to show you the ghost that you were looking at. I will fix that. All right, so there is the closet, as I said, was to the northeast. So you can see that it's just this little room off here.
But imagine it's full of a necrotic
A
vortex.
spiraling necrotic vortex.
What if I don't want to imagine that?
Well, then you were
Too bad.
screwed. Too bad. Too bad.
D&D
All right.
is a game we refuse to imagine together.
So, the vortex is swirling. Let's see. Fluffy, you're going first. You have to make a saving throw, either via dexterity or strength, your choice.
I think it'll be dexterity. That is a 25.
Okay, so you can feel the forces like sucking you towards the closet, but you are agile enough to sort of manage to brace yourself. And you can feel that it wants to pull you closer, but you are avoiding, for the moment, being pulled closer.
Actually, that was a 28.
Even
But
better.
Fine.
I figure the result is the same.
Would you like to do anything else?
Let's see. So I'm just sort of hovering.
You're kind of managing to you've sunk your claws.
Yeah,
maybe
just
into the
imagine you
floor a
might be
little bit.
you might be running in place a little bit.
Can I use maybe like a dash or something to try and get farther?
You absolutely could. The room is somewhat small. There's not a lot of space in the room to run to. The door did slam shut
Oh,
dramatically.
that's an excellent point. I don't have any means of opening that door unless it's just open.
Once a door has been closed, it can never open again.
How
That's
did
just
that
life.
door get open the first time, Steve?
Yeah, I was going to pop open my mage hand here and see if I could get that door to pop open again.
You will need to make a strength check.
Can you do a strength check via mage hand?
I think you're going
Let's
to
say
have
yes.
trouble. Okay, you're going to try.
He's
I would
magic.
say it's probably going to.
Dan, he's a magic cat. Don't argue with him.
All right, fine.
Don't argue with the magic cat. Everybody knows this. So this is just a straight up strength check?
Yes, please.
It's not my thing. That's a 9.
Okay, so your mage hand grabs the door and rattles the handle, tugging on it, but it doesn't seem to be making any progress there.
All right. Can I grab
Uh,
onto this piece of furniture that I'm next to here?
Sure, but you'll have to basically next turn. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a small room. All 5 of you are in it. There's only so much space right next to the door. So
The winds are whistling loudly around you as the vortex sucks you closer. Daphne.
Did the closet door open, or did it just get replaced with swirling necrotic energy?
No, it swung open.
Great. I will cast Mage Hand, and it's
you should also do a check at the start of your turn to see
You'll
if
have
you're
to
pulled
do
to your
a
doom.
dexterity or strength check to.
I don't see why that's my fault for not remembering it.
It's not your fault. It's just a comment.
There's no fault here at D&D, but you're wrong.
That's what I hear, yeah.
24.
All right. So, like Fluffy, you have managed to sort of brace yourself. Was that strength or dexterity?
Dexterity.
Okay. So, yeah, you've managed to sort of run in place a little bit, trying to outspeed the vortex sucking you in. Yep. All right. So, go ahead and make a strength check with your mage hand there.
And I'm going on the closet door, right?
Yes.
All right. 18. Pretty good for a
18.
-1 modifier.
Okay. That will start to push the door closed. It's not quite closed yet, but you're definitely making progress on it. So it's halfway closed. It's there's a lot of energy coming out of there. So shoving it all the way closed
All right,
will be
I
a
will
little
shout,
tricky.
guys, we need to shut this door. It's important. And I will give Bardic Inspiration to Freda.
What was that? Sorry.
So you have an extra
Awesome.
D8 to do stuff with.
There's a DC 20 and a DC 18.
Where's that? I think my version is a little bit
Oh,
different.
yeah. So this is DC 20, and that's DC 18.
Is it different doors?
Nope.
Is one
What
the
am I
closet
missing?
versus the outer door?
Okay,
I'm
good.
using the same
Okay.
for both of them. I don't think there is anything about closing the
DMs,
So mine-
I think you may be muted.
Yeah,
That's okay.
mine
He says 1 sec.
16 and 18.
They're scheming.
No, this is
Oh,
the
they're
Uh-oh.
conferring.
But I don't know. I think this was printed.
We're in
after
trouble.
That. So wait.
Trying to figure out where they're going to
18.
order pizza
but then
from.
down here it says DC.
Mine says 16 and 18.
Well, we
So I
can
would go
scheme
with-
too.
We can all
Yeah.
order
Oh,
pizza
you say
now.
Let's see.
We can
Oh,
order
that's the
pizza
one.
to
There's
their
no thing
house.
about
That
closing
would
the
get them.
Oh, yeah.
So
I told them we closed it half.
Or
Yeah.
bribe
If they make
them.
another one.
Yeah. So I lost track about what they were actually.
I
sorry
see
about
you're
that.
trying
So,
to
yeah.
suck us
So they're
into
half
a swirling
successful.
vortex. Would this pepperoni slice change anything?
Yes, it would.
Yes, totally.
What if we put
totally
extra
better.
bacon on it?
Guys, we were just having a little Dungeon Master sidebar. That's never a thing we do when you're in danger.
Right.
Right.
No, it's not
Right,
suspicious
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, definitely not.
So I apologize. We may have missed some important updates.
No, it's fine. Scoop, you're up.
Okay.
Make your saving throw.
I'll do that first. Is how I'll start my round because that's what I want to do, not what you're telling me to do. How about an 18?
And 18 is pretty good. You also manage to prop yourself up and prevent yourself from getting sucked closer to the vortex.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see what old Scoopa's gonna do.
Scoopa.
Scoop.
I think technically that closet has a turn. And then
I saw that. But
we've simplified it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It works.
Could do that.
Or scoop. There it is.
Sorry.
Sure.
It's all good.
All right. I am going to you or not me, but Scoop is going to use Sacred Flame. A flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. You must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, or you're going to take damage.
Are you
going to
pop this kid?
Are you killing the kid?
I'm going to pop this kid.
are you aiming at the
already dead.
kid? Are you aiming
Why?
at the ghost or the vortex?
This kid hasn't done anything to us.
This
and
kid
you-
is the thing that got all upset and caused a vortex to fly out of the closet.
And you've got
to
the
be
kid
fair,
trapped
she
in a
is
magic
trying
circle.
to suck us into oblivion.
I mean, what else are we? How are we going to get out of here? I'll
shut-
cast Sacred Flame at the door.
What if we try
whatever you want.
talking to her? She's a kid. Maybe we can nice her into
Sorry.
I
calming
feel
down.
like probably what she'll say is cry
Where's
a single
Boo-Boo?
name over and over again
Billy.
and refuse to describe further.
Yeah, I don't think discussing anything with the kid is going to work. But do your thing.
So, Scoop,
Everyone
are
else
you
is
aiming
trying
at
to
the
No.
ghost or the vortex?
I'm not doing that.
My favorite part of any Scooby-Doo episode is when he turns on a child and mauls them to
So much child death in Hanna-Barbera.
God.
Hey, for all we know, that child is actually like Old Man Withers in a mask.
That's what I'm thinking. No, I think
And the vortex is just like his.
Scoop, follow your heart.
Yeah.
Scoop holds his holds his action. Scoop will perform. Do I have to tell you what my action will be?
You have to ready an action.
Okay, so the action that I'm readying is Sacred Flame, which Scoop will cast should one of his party members be harmed by something other than the vortex.
All right.
Or their own dumbass actions.
Okay, and that will target the ghost.
Oh, shoot, I got to say what I'm targeting. I can't say, like, I want to target the thing that caused the pain.
I mean, you need to be able to see something, or you need to have a target, right? Like,
It's
Okay,
got to
so
be.
yeah,
It's
you
got to
know
be
what?
very specific
Here
kind
we
of
go.
program.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to have a
I-
trial.
Scoop will target the ghost should his compadres be harmed by something other than the vortex.
All right. So you're like, don't make me do this, and it's the
Exactly.
Sacred Flame.
but
Yes.
but it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
all right. Okay, Velma, make a saving throw, please. Dexterity or strength, your choice.
Okay, I'm gonna do a dexterity, and I got 17.
Okay, you've also managed to brace yourself. So it's like all of you. It's like a Toy Story 3 scene. You guys are all like holding hands, trying to prevent yourself from getting sucked into the vortex. So you're doing well so far. Nobody has gotten pulled too close. What would you like to do on your turn?
I don't know if this will do anything, but I'm going to try and put a flaming sphere. But not on the kid.
On us?
On the vortex.
Okay, tell me what you're putting that's your fireball that hovers around, right?
Yes. Maybe it'll do something.
You're
Maybe
making
it'll
it more dangerous.
I know, right? Well, the only other option is to
it's like
it.
let it throw gasoline right on this fire.
Or I could try shut the door.
Shut the door.
Okay. But I have to physically get close.
What?
Oh.
Or I could
City
try
over there.
and persuade our ghost.
That's up to you. It's your call.
Maybe that?
I'm going to just try and persuade. I don't have a good spell, so...
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just gonna say,
admit, this is
hey,
a challenging situation.
Told
None of
you
you
this
have
is
been
hard.
none of you have been killed by a small child and or vortex before. So
Okay,
happy
so...
Halloween!
Hey, little ghosty ghost.
Off
Could
to a
we,
great start.
maybe you could let us go and try and find Billy. If you let us out this door, we could maybe go find Billy for you. We promise. We'll go look.
The ghost does not seem to be in much of a reasoning frame of mind.
We'll let you count that as a free action.
Yeah, if you'd like to try to do something else, please.
I don't know what else to do.
I love how everybody was getting on to me for this creepy child that has a deep voice. Don't hit the creepy deep voice child.
You don't know that
I'm
child's
sorry.
life
Did you
experience.
just say that this child's voice means she should die?
Grounds for murder.
Very
Okay,
harsh.
you know what
Don
I'm
Messick
gonna
just had a
do?
cold that day.
I'm gonna do a Scoops and like
Does anyone
prep.
have a Ricola?
I'm gonna do what Scoop did and ready a flaming sphere to throw at the ghost. if
Now you
she
got two people going,
attacks.
don't make me do this.
What do you want to help
That's
shut the
that's what I'm gonna
closet
do.
door instead of just setting fire to children?
But I can't, if I get in there, won't I get sucked into the vortex?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Which
That's a
means
risk.
getting
See?
sucked into nothingness.
Yeah, not everybody has magic hands, Monty.
All right, Velma, do you want to do anything else, or you're
I'm gonna ready that action, a level 1 flaming sphere for the ghost.
okay? Freda.
I have a bit of a metaphysical question.
Hold on, we'll bring in our metaphysical expert.
Are ghosts undead?
Was my question too. I'm glad you asked.
Well,
Traditionally, yes.
yeah, they seem not dead or alive. So, yeah, and they're not, she's probably not a construct. So,
So on my save, I'm critted, which is pretty cool.
Cool. All right. So you have managed to stand your ground.
Yeah. And then I am going to cast Turn Undead.
Oh, I could have done that.
Or Turn the Unholy. Sorry.
Whoa. That is pretty. That's pretty judgmental.
It is, but I've seen the avatar that she has in Roll20, and I'm just going to call it like I see it. So she needs to make a
she's just a
wisdom
small
saving
child
throw.
who's lived at the bottom of a well for 100 years. Don't be judgmental.
What's a VCR?
I have something I could potentially do on my turn, but if she's being attacked by one of us, it makes it harder.
Does Turn Undead count as an attack?
It's not really an
Yes.
Yeah.
attack. She would just have to run away, probably in a really creepy way.
To where?
Maybe
closet.
into the portal.
I don't think she wants to go into the portal.
She
but
can't.
okay.
She can't leave the magic circle, can she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Nobody wants.
Oh, no, no,
nobody
that only
wants to go
lasted
into
a
the
minute.
portal. Okay.
It's been less than a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I can dispel
on-
it at will. Let me see.
Not until your turn.
Based on hearing,
If we're afraid of it, don't dispel the magic circle.
Fluffy doesn't want her to attack or turn
She's
the
just gonna run away.
child.
And she can run through
Can Freda, since she, braced herself so well, get a rope and tie it around the doorknob?
Get
off her belt?
tie a rope around which doorknob?
The one that doesn't lead into a hill portal.
Okay, so you're trying to like belay yourself essentially.
Basically, so that those of us who are melee can get closer to the door while not being as endangered.
I will say you can take an action to do that, and it will give you advantage on your next saving throw of being pulled towards the vortex.
Yes.
You already had a
but-
plus D8 if you needed it.
But for dramatic purposes, let us imagine that everyone is basically holding onto a rope that is
Yes.
you are being sucked off your feet into the vortex, clinging to this rope for dear life.
Yeah, so everybody gets the advantage?
Yeah.
Anybody holding the rope? Yes.
Anyone
Okay.
holding the rope.
Cool.
I'm holding that
So,
rope.
yeah, we can all hold on to this rope. Hold
Together.
on, gang.
All right. Is that your
I'll
is
get
that your
sucked
action?
in as one.
Fred, are you all
yeah,
set, or is there
I feel
something
like I
else you're doing?
shouldn't be in melee, and if I'm not attacking the child, then yeah, that's me.
Okay. Fluffy. Back around to you. Could you make another saving throw? And if you're holding that rope, you get advantage.
Great. That is either a 15 or a 19.
You're all set. So you're flailing a little bit, but you're not being pulled any closer to the vortex.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to move my mage hand over and tickle the ghost.
God.
If that
Can
doesn't,
Mage Hand move through that magic circle?
yeah, it only affects the evil thing
All right.
on the inside, right?
All right. Well, I wasn't sure it affected evil cats outside.
Between that and the performance I had earlier, which was pretty stellar, I would hope that maybe she just, decides to be nice. But if not, is she good?
So you reach out with the mage hand and you go like, tick, 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 tick. It's the sound that the mage hand makes. The ghost looks befuddled. I mean, you can't really tell if the mage hand, which is a spectral hand, is actually making contact with the ghost who is non-corporeal, or whether it's just going through her. But she does like give a creepy giggle.
Nice.
But she doesn't seem like she is anything is changing. She still like after the tickling stops, she still like kind of scowls a little bit. And the vortex does not seem to have been affected by that.
All right, well, that was just a bonus action. So for my action, I will cast Charm on her.
Okay.
She needs to make a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 14.
Okie dokie. She does not seem charmed by you. She seems thoroughly uncharmed.
Rat farts. Well, then, I don't think there's
What else you
anything
got in that
else
bag of
I can
tricks
do
there?
except move, and that there's nowhere to go.
All right.
I would
Daphne.
say to my compatriots as a free action, hey, somebody try that door too. On the back wall there, maybe we can get out.
All right, Daphne, make a saving throw with advantage if you're holding onto the rope.
Okay, either a 20 or an 8. I choose 20.
Which
Good choice.
Good choice. Wow.
You're a
Veteran
pro
Dungeons
D&D
and
player.
Dragons move.
All right, what would you like to do?
I would like to continue trying to close the closet door with my mage hand.
All right, give me a strength check.
0.
That mage hand like pushes in vain, and it is not happening with a 0. Did something bad happen, Tony, on a 0? Or
Yeah. You know what? On a 0, the door rattles off its hinges and gets sucked into the vortex.
Oh no.
You rolled
Thanks for
a
all the
0.
help, guys.
Yeah. There is now just there is
gaping
no longer
maw.
a door to close.
all right, anything else, Daphne?
I want to experiment with moving, so I'm going to move
Okay.
1 square east just to
All
see
right.
how hard it is to move in this room.
I feel
you
like there has to
pulling-
be a Philip Glass soundtrack for any experiments in movement.
Are you like walking, like you're like holding the rope like as you go, sort of like hand over hand, maybe?
I don't think so. The rope
Or are you
is
letting
over.
go of the rope?
Well, from what I don't picture the rope being over where I am.
Okay.
So you're not holding, you're
That's
letting go
correct.
of the rope?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
letting go of the rope, and I'm trying to see how hard it is to move in this room.
It's very easy to move towards the vortex. It's
Great.
a lot harder to move away from it. So you feel like easily, since you made your saving throw, you're okay. But like if you just like let yourself get pulled, you would go right through that vortex.
And
Okay.
The kind of whipping winds and energy of the vortex has basically turned the entire room into difficult terrain.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Scoop.
Should I dispel the magic circle, people? What do you think?
You should do a saving throw to see if you've been sucked to your doom first.
I mean, I can do that, I guess.
I don't think the magic circle is our problem.
That's also true. Sorry, I have these terrible... That's a 15.
Are you holding the rope too, or
With his teeth.
so you can make with advantage then?
Okay. Nope, 15.
All right, you are good. You're feeling the vortex pull at you, but you don't seem to be moving any closer to it.
Getting murdered in a small child's room, killed by a vortex. This is what happens when we play Dungeons and Dragons. Shocktober. This is going to be a short session today because the vortex is really deadly. What's going to happen next? Micah.
So Scoop sort of, I don't know what the opposite of downward dog is. Upward cow.
Probably just upward.
Upward cat, upward cats to, and you hear this like, bing, and the light shines off of his collar charm, which of course is his holy symbol. Mm-hmm. And he starts, speaking a prayer in only a way that dogs can. And each undead that can see or hear me within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw or is turned.
What is the DC of that saving throw?
DC 12.
Okay, so the ghost looks at you, her eyes go wide, and her face flickers into a horrifying visage, and then she utters a piercing scream and turns and runs and just like phases through the wall and disappears.
The vortex is still totally there.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's cool.
One problem solved.
Yeah, the problem
You can't
of
win 'em all.
a child not doing anything.
Anything else, Scoop?
He just goes,
All right. Velma?
Okay. I will say 17.
Okay. You are not going anywhere.
Okay. I'm right by the door. We, I think, assumed it got locked, but I'm going to try and open the door.
I thought someone did try. Didn't you try it with the mage
I did,
hand
but
before?
I failed my strength check.
All right. So, yeah. You want to try a strength check?
And at just checking, are you rolling your dice directly on a gong?
Sorry.
No, it's
No, I think it's
I'm on a desk.
the boom arm. The boom arm is vibrating when you roll the dice.
yeah.
6.
So you grab the door with your free hand because you got like one hand looped around the rope, and you like rattle the knob, but it does not appear to be budging. It appears to be stuck fast.
Whether from supernatural forces or your own ineptitude,
unclear.
it may be a door that opens the opposite direction of which way you're trying to
Yeah,
open.
did you try to push it? Or pull it?
Yes.
Tie one end of the rope to that door knob, and then throw the other
Actually-
end in the vortex and let it open itself.
Though, I mean, you did tie a rope to this doorknob, which may make it harder to open because there's more people.
Also, we're all
attached to it.
tied to
Yeah.
the door, so
Yeah.
then we would all go with the door into
This
the
is
vortex.
a really good Scooby-Doo scene, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we're just Scooby-Doo, but, you know,
Yeah.
if you were to watch Scooby-Doo.
I think of us more as Jabber Jabba without a shark.
Anything else, Velma?
Wow.
I don't know, unless we start chucking things into the vortex. I don't know what to
You
do.
could, maybe if you lost some ballast, you know?
Is there some dead weight?
Yeah.
All right, let us move to
I can't believe none of them have been sucked through that vortex yet.
Freda.
Speaking of.
Saving throw.
Okay.
Again, strength or dexterity, probably whichever one you're better at. I would, pro
Yeah,
tip.
it's going to be strength. Is what it's going to be. Plus 6. That is a 20 total.
You're great.
So Frida takes in the situation and says, golly, I hope we don't run into the Historical Association, and swings her sun sword at the door.
At the door out.
The door out, hoping to
Okay.
break it open.
All right. Give me an attack roll.
So let's say that is with her sun sword. That is going to be a 12. Does that hit the AC of the door?
So
I hope the door has
you
a low AC.
swing your sword, but it's a little awkward because you are still holding that rope. And so,
Correct.
like, you kind of, like, hit it, but, like, you must hit it at kind of a weird angle or something because it, like, bounces a little bit, like, it, like, vibrates off the door, and you don't feel like it really made any significant contact.
I think, Jane, you know that Freda could have done better. I think is what we're saying, right?
Well, and it's a good thing that she has multi-attack.
Oh, no.
Yes.
This poor door.
What about a 24 versus AC?
Well, that will certainly hit a door. Can you talk to me about damage?
Okay, I would like to tell you about 11 damage.
And that's radiant damage, right? Because your sun sword does radiant damage?
Yes.
Okay.
The door is shattered. You now find yourselves tied to the remnants of a door. The vortex is still whistling away, sucking people in with necrotic energy, but there's now just there's kind of a hole where out into the hallway where the door used to be. I think you still have a move action, Freda.
Also, since it sort of exploded into a hail of splinters, those all like zipped past you towards the vortex narrowly.
You were all wearing safety goggles, right?
I have glasses.
Yes.
Yes. Thank
All of us
Thank you,
were.
Velma.
I've got two eyelids, so I'm good.
Going to. So everyone is holding on to the rope except for Daphne, and so is Freda. So can she try and pull?
Yeah.
Yes,
people?
and in fact, I will say that the rope is not as useful for giving you advantage at this point, but it will help you pull people out there. So
I would say a rope that is attached, being held by Freda, is almost as good as a rope tied to a stationary object. So,
Arguably better if it's a doorknob.
yeah. So you're leaving the room.
Yeah, I'm trying to belay them out in a weird way.
now, are you pulling them, or you're just providing sort of an anchor point for them to pull themselves out?
I don't know, geometrically how it
All
would
right,
work.
let's say that you have gone outside. You've managed to push your way against the vortex. You've gotten outside. You're holding the rope. You've sort of braced yourself against the wall there.
Yes.
And you're telling everybody to pull themselves out, so they'll have a chance to make a check on their turn to sort of pull themselves along the rope and get out of the room.
Just so.
All right. Shall we go to Fluffy?
Fluffy.
Let's. So do I or do I not have advantage on
My
this
turn to pull
save?
themselves out.
What was that?
I would say you're not. So right now you're going to make a save.
You have advantage.
You have advantage, and then you can make an action to pull yourself out. A strength check to pull
First one's a 14.
Was that your... Okay, that's on your advantage.
Yeah, not yet.
Roll higher.
I didn't. I got a 9 that time.
So Fluffy is pulled towards the vortex. His hands pause, slip along the rope, and he finds himself pulled 10 feet. Fluffy, you're up against the vortex is in your face.
Oh, man.
The rope is flapping into the vortex. It looks like it kind of has disintegrated a little bit at the end, the part that's actually going into the vortex. Yeah, well, that's Fluffy. You had a really good run, so.
Well, I still have a turn, right?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
you can.
Yeah, get this last turn in so that.
I feel like if I move like hell, I should be able to at least make some headway against the vortex, right? So I'm just trying to pull myself along the rope.
All right. So it counts as difficult terrain moving across this room.
Okay.
And what do we want? Do we want a strength check for him
Yes,
to move?
we'll need a strength check for you to pull yourself along the rope there.
Why's it got to be strength?
Because you are brute force pulling yourself out of a vortex via a rope.
It happens
It's like
that I rolled a 19, so
That's good. This reminds me of gym class.
Okay, so you've made that strength check. You can move up to your speed, but since it's difficult terrain, it's basically your half speed.
okay. Well, my speed is 30.
So you can move 15 feet, which is 3 squares.
All right. In that case, I'm going to use my feline agility to double my move speed until the end of my turn, and I'm getting the hell out of here.
So we saw Fluffy basically almost dragged to his death by the vortex. He looks at the vortex, his eyes get wide. He's like, no!
All of my hair is on end, at
and he,
least like 2 inches away from my body. I'm like a big puffball.
And he's just like a machine climbing along the rope, pushing past the three of you that are still in the room.
Oh, I went right over Scoop.
Yeah, and getting out
Sorry, buddy.
into the hallway.
Gotta get out.
All right, so Fluffy, you have gotten out to the hallway there.
All right.
So Fluffy and Freda have made it to safety, but 3 others sit in peril in this horrible children's room that is / vortex holding cell. Will more people die here for reasons that are totally unclear? Hard to say, because somewhere in Seyvoth Manor, a clock chimes.
Dun, dun, dun.
6.
That's 1, Dan.
Well, it doesn't do it at once. That would be ridiculous.
Oh,
Do you know how bells work? Is this your first time in a manor?
How do bells work?
how do
Well, so sound
Like a little like
All right,
magnets.
we will
4.
find out whether or not our crew manages to escape this terrifying room
5.
when we return onto the next episode of Total Party Kill
And 6.
Shocktober 2018.
chain rattle, chain rattle.
Where is
Chain
it?
rattle. Spooky, spooky, spooky.